Hey babies, and how are you all doing? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Sail with Mimiciously Mimi. There you get the gist. I see the hot. Guys, the long-awaited Innoson task happened yesterday night. Yeah. If there is one task that even the viewers, the housemate look forward to, it's IVM, Innoson Vehicles. Yes. So yesterday the head of house went to the diary room called by Biggie, and then which is Suj as at yesterday, and then he addressed that it is actually time to partake, in the innocent task. You needed to see the excitement because, guys, we all already know, we've seen previous season, and we all know that the winners actually have to go with a car. Yes, if you win the task, you are a car owner. No go come. So that's why we look forward to this task in particular. Everybody would be rooting for their fave to win. Meanwhile, before we dive into the nitty-gritty of this particular task, the drama, the emotions and everything that comes with this task, and then the said mystery behind this task, there is one, I don't know, should I call it a sad mystery behind winning Innocent task that has actually got fans perturbed. We're going to get there. All you have to do is watch this video to the very end so you don't miss out on any gist at all. But before we enter all of this gist, okay, before we dive into all of this gist, let's actually pay homage, or let's greet the CEO of Innocent especially. Yes. His name is Chief Innocent Chukuma. He is 64 years old. Yes, our daddy, he's 64 years old. Because tell me, how can somebody be giving people car for free every year? Like, easy. So, and he's a native from Nnewi in Anambra State. Nnewi people, they get money. And he's actually a business tycoon and a serial investor. He's the founder of CEO, that is the CEO of Innocent Vehicles, Nigerian first indigenous automobile manufacturing company. Easy, the first person in Nigeria who started producing car. In case you do not understand all this Oyibo I have been speaking. Yes, we respect you, sir. You too much, I beg. Who say easy, make you run Igbo people, almost we choke. So guys, let's enter the task now and every other thing in between. So it was actually a bucket task, so the thing is, every season we've seen how much Innocent involve endurance challenge. Like, it's actually not easy. The task is never easy, and we are not expecting it to be easy because, guys, come on, having a car on a platter of gold, is it supposed to be easy? So the first task for this housemate was to actually hug the buckets, guys. This house is like Biggie underestimated this housemates. None of them grieve for anybody. They hold buckets tire. I think they actually held this bucket for like almost 1 hour. Nobody grieve for anybody. Biggie now actually stopped them. Because nobody grew at all. When Biggie stopped them, so Biggie now asked them to hold the the bucket by its handle. Yes, stretching their hands, holding the bucket by its handle. That was the next one. After hugging the bucket, Biggie said that nobody grew succumb. And then it was holding it like this. And then the housemates were holding it. They were holding it for a long while. None of them accepted to even drop. To the extent viewers got tired, they were like, I beg, Biggie, just change another task for them, because this set of housemates, all of them won't win tasks. They started coming for some of the housemates like Anita, Mbadiwe twins, saying that why are they actually so serious, suffering themselves for this kind of tax, knowing fully well that Anita said she used 3M to buy hairs. That was what people were saying on the social street, and they said Shebin Badiwe, they are this, they are that. Why are they suffering themselves on this one? But guys, nobody grieve for anybody. Nobody grieve for anybody. They held it like that until Biggie started saying that they should use one hand to hold it. It was that one hand they were now using to hold it, because before Biggie started seeing, results, knowing that some people would actually be, removed. Biggie called the housemates countless times to actually stretch their hand. So Biggie started removing. I think the first person Biggie removed was Anita. Yes, it was Anita, followed by Onyeka, followed by Nelly, followed by, then it was now remaining Victoria and what's her name, Wanni. And then Biggie said the instruction there is the male and female that is left standing would actually partake on the final rounds that would actually give us the winner of this Innocent task. So that was how they went on in their number until Biggie removed Victoria. And that was how Wanni automatically becomes the only woman standing, meaning she is qualified to go to the next round. So she had to sit this one out and watch the male, which is Suj, Kellyrae, and Ozzy, rattle this one out. So she had to go rest her hand. And the funny thing is, Wanni, amongst all of them holding that bucket, she was the one that was the most stable person among all of the housemates, including the male and the female. She was the most stable person holding that bucket. So because of I noticed she was the most stable person, I started rooting for her. I said, this girl, the suffer way you go through this thing. Not like other people did not suffer, but the way she was stable with holding the bucket, I started rooting for her to win it. But did she win it? Let's see how it goes. So afterwards, later on, Biggie removed what's the name, Kellyrae, and it was now left with Suj and Ozzy. Biggie started adding bottled water to the bucket anyways. I forget to add that. Started adding bottled water. And when he did that, Ozzy and Suj still no grief for anybody. But before I go further, Onyeka fans really made me laugh on the social space. They started helping their faith because Onyeka was literally dozing off. See, these are Onyeka fans. They were holding buckets with her. It is how you guys love this housemate for me. Onyeka fans, they are like my fave. We're actually giving you moral support. Meanwhile, this particular challenge takes me back to BB in Zanzibar season where Mpoa Badimo emerged the winner. You see, this is their ultimate what's it called? Ultimate Veto Power Challenge is goated forever. This housemate stood on this line till dawn. Oh my God, before they could get the winner, like all the night till morning. All right, let's continue. So when they were still holding all of that, and Biggie asked Suj and Ozzy to drop it so that they would add more bottled water to it, making it 3 bottled water inside the bucket. Do you know what Suj said to Biggie? Suj said to Biggie, big brother, I'm going to need what did he say? Whether it's a therapist or whether a physiotherapist or whether he just said something that he needs a doctor with this kind of task. I'm like, hey, is this one are you talking to Biggie? What is stopping you from, why can't you stop and give up? Which one are you talking to Biggie like this? Anyways, Biggie now asked him, do you want to sit it out? And he said no. And then they now added bottle again. It was not hard. Suj actually left because him complaining alone, you see him complaining alone is actually a step for him to fail that thing. Mindset work with people. So that was how Ozzy and Wanni became the male and the female to go to the next round. So it's giving the winners between Ozzy and Wanni. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was rooting for Wanni to win this one because of I gave my reason because of how she was holding that. But when Biggie started explaining what the next round takes, I'm like, oh no, Wanni cannot win this one. Oh, because Biggie said they would have to, find the words inside the balloon. That was not even the reason why I said she could not win it. But when Biggie mentioned puzzle, I'm like, hey, Wanni no go win this one. Biggie said you would actually find because it's IVM, Innoson Vehicle Motors, right? And then I think I is there, so they have to look for K and M or something like that, be V and M, 2 letters, and the letters are inside the balloon. So Beginner asked them that they would have to go pop the balloon. After popping the balloon, when you get the words, you fix them together, and there is Innoson brand name that is inside the blue bag that they would have to go fix it and fix the alphabet correctly to suit the name, and then afterwards they will now solve the puzzle. The person who finished first press the bell, and then the ninja will come check it and you emerge the winner. Guess what? Wanni removed her earring and started busting those balloons. She started picking letters. Ozzy started busting the balloon and also picking letters. But people started coming for Wanni. They said she actually rigged it because she was using her earring. But I remember vividly when she'd asked Biggie that is Biggie going to give them a pin to bust the balloon. Biggie said no, that they should do with the balloon whichever way it pleases them. Biggie did not give rules of what should be done there, you get. So that was how she started, busting. And before you know it, Wanni got the alphabet. She fixed it, IVM Ikenga. I'm like, good. So this girl, the name that it's Ikenga. Ikenga is a brand of Innoson Motors, And then she fixed the alphabet. She started with a puzzle. Guys, the puzzle where I was feeling for Wanni, Ozzy was still at the balloon pool, searching for the balloon and everything. That was how Wanni, finished her puzzle, guys. She did finish her puzzle. Afterwards, she called on the ninja to verify, and the ninja verified and give Biggie a huge thumbs up. Guys, come and see Wanni display. Wanni started displaying. First off, she was also surprised that she could solve the puzzle properly. She was like, oh, I solved puzzle. She lay down on the board of the puzzle. I started laughing because, I knew puzzle is going to be a problem. But guess what? Baby girl finished it and clear. In fact, Ozzy was still at the balloon pool. Wanni was super duper excited. She was celebrating it. Guys, trust Wanni with the energy now. Biggie now asked, should we play music for you? And she said, Biggie, yes. Before Biggie could play the music, she started dancing. And the housemates, gave her a round of applause. And then they all retired back to the house. Then I noticed something different this season. Normally each season that the housemates wins this Innoson Ikenga, they have to test drive the car. Like, they would not drive the car, they would enter it, and the housemates would celebrate with them. Where that balloon is, the car would be parked there, and then they would actually celebrate it together. The owner would enter the car. But this season, Biggie did not do that. Biggie just asked them to go back into the house. Meanwhile, when they went back into the house, many people were like saying that the housemates were not happy that Wanni won. I'm like, this is where you would know, even if they were all going through pains, but the people would have actually showed genuine happiness are her own people, like Sean and Handy. Everyone has their own people. Onyeka has Ozzy she wanted Ozzy to win, because I remember after they finished the other round, she started massaging Ozzy, So I think she would actually prefer Ozzy to win. If you ask her, everybody have their own special people. So it's quite understandable. All the housemates congratulated her, but people felt like the joy is not real, like they did not really showcase happiness. But the cocoa of the matter is she won. Also, at the same time, everybody wants to win this one too. Kellyrae was even apologizing to Kassia, saying that, Kassia, please forgive me. I did my best. I did my best. I would have gotten this one for us. And Wanni was shouting, saying, Andy, I did it for us. And guess what? She said this is their first car ever. Don't you think she deserves it? Most of the people there, most of them had car before. Anita said she sold her car before traveling outside the country. So currently she doesn't have a car. But most of them have tested car before. I don't know. I think Kellyrae doesn't have before. So I think Wanni deserves it. She said this is their first car ever. She was not explaining to the housemates about why they've not bought car. She said even when they've started making money, car is liability. I'm like, exactly, my baby. You reason like me. You see, car is the least of my problem. Do you get? Investments, where is your investment? Where is the house at? Where is the land at? Something you would sell and then you would get extra income from it. That is my own focus. Car is the least of my troubles. Car, she just said exactly my mind. She said if you buy a car, you start fixing and fixing and fixing. If there is nothing else, I'm happy that they actually know the right thing to do. They're actually cutting their coats according to their size. So she was explaining all of that. The housemates were just nodding. Onyeka was nodding. People listening were just, nodding over her conversation. Now, let me tell you guys the mystery behind winning Innoson car that is actually getting fans scared of their fave winning. Let me read this one first before we get there. Now, here, in fact, this is just the actual mystery people talk about. My daughter wants Wanni to win the car. I said no. She asked why, and I said people who win this car don't win the show. She replied and said Wanni's case will be different because she will win the car and win the show. I shocked for that prophecy. Please keep voting, guys. Now, this woman revealed this before they started playing the game, because immediately they heard Innoson as everybody started clamoring for their fave to win the car. So this woman came up and say she doesn't want Wanni to win because they have noticed that anybody who wins Innoson car do not win the show eventually. And then she's saying her daughter said Wanni would win it and also win the show. Now, is Wanni going to break this jinx? Is she going to break it? Or is history going to continue itself? We'll actually find out on Sunday, yeah? Okay, talking about Sunday. Kellyrae's diary session actually stirred brows. I'm not going to be talking about the diary session in full, but the part I'm going to talk about is the part that stirred brows, where he sent out his message, his shout out to Kassia, as he said, my guy, I miss you so much. You made me cry when you left. I can't wait to see you. We are going to lock it up on Sunday. He actually sent out message, and Biggie now said he wonder who will be cooking for Kassia now that Kellyrae is not there. And then Kellyrae was like, but Biggie, that woman know how to cook, just that she's just lazy in cooking. And then Kellyrae said his fear is he really hopes she's eating, and you guys know she has ulcer, and that's one thing Kellyrae care about her for. Their quarrel most of the times is for her to eat, So Kellyrae said his own is he really hopes that she's eating, and he said, please, anybody close to Kassia, force her to eat. And that really got to the fans. The fans were like, oh, Kassia, you bagged yourself a very sweet husband. Please, Kassia, at this point you have to eat and be showing us on the social space so that we can send to Kellyrae and let him know that you are truly eating. Liema and Double K says, Kassia, every time you eat, you should go on live. We want to give Kellyrae proper feedback when he comes out. Don't stress us, please eat your food, girl. Omo wahala for who they forced to eat food though. I'm also on this table, guys. I'm on this table, I'm not gonna lie. And I also have ulcer too. Wahala. Anyways, that aside, Suj also in his diary session spoke so much about how the Double K gameplay this season choke, that it was so surprising to see that they played this one out. Their gameplay is actually so surprising to the housemates. At this point, all of the housemates feel so played. They feel like they lose guarded to this ones. Anyways, guys, let me drop my voice right here and now to see you guys later. You tell me what you think about this, especially this Innoson thingy. What do you think? Do you think that mystery is true behind winning that tax? Or do you think Wanni is going to break the jeans this season? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you so much for always sailing with me. Bye for now, babies.